myself Pooja Singh, Relearn Geology. In this video, I am going to teach you about the Singhbhum craton. In this is a very descriptive video about the Singhbhum craton, in which you will know how the Singhbhum craton is formed and how the different mineralization happened in the Singhbhum craton, and what are the different litho units in the Singhbhum craton. So by seeing this video, you will understand the whole concept and stratigraphy of the Singhbhum craton. So let's start. So first of all, I will tell you about the Singhbhum craton location, where it is actually being located, and how it got nucleated, accreted, amalgamated, and stabilized. And this is the very basic thing about any craton. My previous initial video of my stratigraphy, you can study the how craton is actually formed, that is what are the basics of formation of about the any craton formation. That is, it got first nucleated, and then accreted, and then amalgamated, and then finally it got stabilized. It is true for every craton you will going to study in Indian subcontinent. And then I will teach you about lithostratigraphy about of the Singhbhum craton, and in which I have included one image, and I will teach you that Singhbhum craton in the form of image. You will understand better about how the different litho units has been arranged from older to newest litho units, and you will have a better idea about the different lithology of the those litho units of Singhbhum craton. And then I will tell you about the different zones in Singhbhum craton, and finally I will cover the whole craton in the by telling you the different mineralization in the Singhbhum craton. So, and finally I have included one question related to this particular craton asked in 2025 in GSI. And this by seeing on my this video, you will understand better, you can have a better idea about the Singhbhum craton. So now coming to next slide. So Singhbhum craton is basically located in the eastern part of India, where the latitude is 21 degree north and 23.5 degrees south, and longitude is about 84 degree east and 87.3 degree in the longitude form of the Indian subcontinent. The states where the Singhbhum craton is actually being spread is in the Jharkhand, Odisha, and West Bengal, and it is sandwiched between Chota Nagpur Plateau in the north and Eastern Ghat Mobile Belt in the south. So this is about the where the Singhbhum craton is actually being located. I have not included the longitude of 87.3 degree. It is also in the generally longitude is being spread in the east to west direction, so it is in that particular direction. You can understand it better. I think you all know what is longitude actually is. So I will tell you that the how the different in this Singhbhum craton is actually being formed. So any craton is first being got nucleated. So here the nucleus of the Singhbhum craton is older metamorphic group, which is the core of this Singhbhum craton, and which is of granitic and greenstone in composition, which is the oldest composition of any craton craton in the Indian subcontinent. Later this craton is being evolved as OMTG, older metamorphic tonalitic greenstone belt, which got formed by the interaction with the mantle plume of the OMG formation. So this whole Singhbhum is being formed by the whole by the coming in the form in the contact of mantle plume, which altered the Singhbhum craton composition in the form of Singhbhum 1, Singhbhum 2, and Singhbhum 3 granitic emplacement. And according to that, this particular Singhbhum core is being later transformed into Singhbhum 1, and which is later transformed into Singhbhum 2 of different composition, and finally the Singhbhum 3 of totally different composition, but the core is your older metamorphic group. And finally this by this type of mantle plume and crystal interaction evolution, this particular Singhbhum craton is being divided into 1, 2, 3 and 3, and finally it got stabilized by the granitic emplacement in form of Mayurbhunj granite, and finally there is an emplacement of dike, which led to the formation of Singhbhum craton. So this is the image of Singhbhum craton. Here you can see the older metamorphic group, this white one, where where I have pointed my pointer. You can see here the OMG is the core of this craton, along which OMTG is got formed by the mantle plume interaction with OMG. It later converted into the composition of tonalitic composition, and here you can see the iron ore group formation above the OMG and OMTG. This is surrounded by OMG and OMTG, and this red one is your Mayurbhunj granitic complex, Mayurbhunj granitic complex, which is the final stabilization, which marked the final stabilization of the Singhbhum craton. Now let's understand the different zones in the Singhbhum craton. If you have difficulty to see, I will zoom this particular slide. So in the lowermost section you can see the older metamorphic group, and then older metamorphic tonalite gneiss, then Singhbhum 1, Singhbhum group of 2nd, and finally at the top of this particular slide you can see the Singhbhum 3, and in the top of Singhbhum craton, there you can see the Kolhan group, which is indicated by the deposition of sediment, and finally above the Kolhan group you can see the newer dolerite dikes and sills, which is of phase 1 and 2 and 3, which is, and I have told you in the previous slide that this craton is being marked by emplacement of different dikes and sills. So you can understand what I have told in my previous video by seeing this image, that the older metamorphic group is your core of this particular craton, and then it converted into older metamorphic tonalite gneiss, and then that particular mantle plume converted it into Singhbhum granite of composition 1 and 2nd, and finally 3, and finally the Mayurbhunj granite and gabbro indicates the stabilization of the craton and finally the Kolhan group, and then neodolerite and dikes. So for your convenience, I will point the groups which I have told. So here at the top you can see the Kolhan group and neodolerite group, which is the top most part of this craton, and here you can see the Mayurbhunj granite and gabbro, which indicates the stabilization of the craton, and here you can see Singhbhum granite Singhbhum granite phase 3. Later in the lower part you can see the Singhbhum 2 and 1. So by seeing this video you may have understood the different zones in the Singhbhum craton. So now coming to next slide. So this is a very important part that which the main examination asks question about the Singhbhum craton, and if you have interest in research or stratigraphy of particular Singhbhum craton, then you must know the economic importance of the Singhbhum craton. So Singhbhum craton is basically very important for the many mineralization happened in this particular craton. So here the important mineralization happened here in the three important time uh, time of the geological time scale. First of all, the Archean group, where you can see the iron ore group in the Archean time, and then Paleoproterozoic time, where Singhbhum shear zone has been formed, and finally the Mesoproterozoic time, where the reactivation of Singhbhum shear zone happened, and where the mineralization of tungsten can be seen. In Singhbhum shear zone, you can see the very important uranium deposit, that is your Jadeguda formation, and in Archean group you can see the iron ore group, which is banded iron formation, which is formed by the which is formed in a sedimentary basin by the deposition of iron in the basin. So in the examination many can ask what is the uh, logic behind how this iron ore group actually is being formed, and how the Singhbhum shear zone is being formed, and finally how the different reactivation of Singhbhum shear zone and mineralization of tungsten is being formed in the Singhbhum craton. So now this is the GSI question asked in the last to 2025 year of mains examination, where you can see the question asked about the discuss the tectonic evolution and stratigraphic classification of Singhbhum craton, in which you in this particular part 1 of this question you can tell the different that is how it got nucleated, amalgamated, and finally stabilized, and you can also write the logic behind the different composition of particular litho units, that is that is your older groups are of mafic and felsic composition, and then it got converted into tonalitic composition, which is due to the magmatic mantle plume interaction with that particular OMG group, and there then that particular SBG, that particular OMDG is converted into SBG1, and then 2, and then 3, which is due to different time interaction of mantle plume with the of the and that particular evolved Singhbhum litho units. And the second part, which asked about the give the region for the localized occurrence of economic mineral deposit within the Singhbhum craton, in which you can tell all these three important mineralization found in the Singhbhum craton, and the reason for their localized occurrence is totally different. That is for the banded iron formation is which is you can study it by yourself. This is the homework for you, because I cannot tell you everything about this in this particular video. You have to do a little bit of work for by yourself. If you have any particular trouble by doing by doing research in particular topic, research by I mean that you have to search by yourself on the internet. There is a lot of research paper is being given, and so many articles is being given. You can, and in the book you can also study about the Singhbhum localized occurrence of economic minerals. But if you have any trouble, you can ask me in the comment section. I will make a separate video related to the localized occurrence of economic mineral. And if you found any particular question related to Singhbhum craton, please post in the comment section so that I can answer it in a few time, in a very fewer time. And please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe my channel. So that's all about the Singhbhum craton. uh, Thank you very much.